guys, I hope you all have had and are having an amazing holiday. It is so crazy to me to think that 2018 is almost over. We literally only have 2 days left in this year, and I've just been thinking about it a lot, and like, it's been a really crazy year. It's been a really good year. There's been a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and I feel like this has just been one of my best years in like all aspects. I only spent like the second half of the year on YouTube. The first half I've probably posted 3 videos that are still up from the beginning of 2018. My point behind this video was to kind of come on and maybe catch you guys up on the beginning of my year, kind of how I spent the first half, what I did, and then of course recap on the second half of the year. I thought this video would be fun for me and you to kind of look back on my year, maybe talk and include like some pictures and videos about everything that I've done over 2018 and just recap it all together. Obviously, we're in Alabama today. It's December 29th. I think I'm filming the same day I'm uploading. Orange Bowl is tonight, which is why I wanted to get this video filmed and edited and uploaded before then. You know, we got football to watch in this house. So, since this year has been so crazy and so many things have happened, and I feel like who I was last year at this time and who I am now is like a totally different person. I feel like going into 2018 from 2017, I went into it knowing like this year has to be good, because 2017 was just like really mediocre. I don't know, it just wasn't the best year. I didn't do anything like really super cool. Like I didn't end the year. Yeah, I'm really gonna miss 2017, and so I feel like I did accomplish a lot of what I wanted to do in 2018, and I made it a good year. It has been a good year. So I feel like if you go into 2019 with that mindset, 2019 is gonna be a good year no matter what. Like, it's gonna be my year. I'm gonna control the year because it is your life. You can't control it. Then you're gonna have a good year. So yeah, now that I've gone on a little inspirational, motivational speech, we're gonna get into it. I hope you guys really enjoyed this, and I hope you've had a great 2018. I hope you're ready for an amazing 2019. And unless you guys like follow me on social media, you probably don't know really anything that happened in my life between January and July, because I think July is when I started vlogging a lot more and keeping you guys updated. For 2018 New Year, I brought it in Destin, Florida. So me and 2 of my best friends, Jake and Abby, we went to Florida just for New Year's. We like kind of planned the trip around Thanksgiving, and we went down there to see one of my friends that lives there and just kind of bring in the new year somewhere we thought was going to be warm, and it actually ended up being like 40 degrees all week. So we did go on the beach and have fun, but it was very, 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 very cold. But it was just like a nice break to get away from home and to just bring in the new year somewhere different, because I was just so tired of home. I just like to be away and set it off somewhere new. I thought that was fun. The rest of January and February, I didn't really do anything crazy. I just spent at college, and I just kind of spent a lot of time with my friends and going out and focusing on grades. I feel like spring semester is really a grade semester. Fall semester is more of your fun semester. In spring, we really focus on grades. So really most of January and February, I didn't do anything except move back to college from Christmas break, and I just hung out with a lot of friends. But I will say, January and February was kind of like a struggle month for me. I don't do well with cold weather. I know that sounds really silly, but like, if seasonal depression is a real thing, I think I really had it. So far, I don't have it this year, thank God, because that was so miserable. Like, I was like, it gets dark at like 5 o'clock in the day, so I was ready for bed at like 8 p.m. I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to do anything with my friends. I didn't want to do anything but sleep and skip class all the time. Like, I was just not in it. Kind of getting over EKU at the time. I really started to hate living in Kentucky, period. It was just kind of like a really slow 2 months. I was just kind of like, I'm not happy. Like, I knew I wasn't happy, and I didn't know how to change it. I was like, the only way I can change it is leave, and like, I couldn't leave. I wasn't like depressed, and I didn't like hate my friends. I just like, I don't know, it was just like a really weird, I was in a funk, something like I'd never experienced before. So I did a lot of working out and eating healthy, and I think that kind of helped a little bit. In March, I went to St. Petersburg, Florida. That was my first time ever going there with my best friend Cameron and my mom and my grandmother, and we had the best time. I fell in love with Tampa, fell in love with St. Pete, fell in love with Clearwater. Everything there was so beautiful, and I had so much fun. It was like such a nice break. I had went from being so miserable and unhappy those first 2 months of winter and being so cold to like actually getting to go to Florida and just having a good time. It was like good soul therapy. The end of the week came, and I was like, I don't want to go back to school. I don't want to go back to Kentucky. Immediately on my way home from that trip, I started planning. I was like, I'm gonna take control of this situation, and I'm gonna change it. I'm not gonna be unhappy for the rest of college. I started talking to my mom. I was like, I really want to move to Florida. My goal plan ever since I've been 8 years old has been to live in Florida. Like, eventually, even now, I want to live in Florida one day. I just think with me and the weather and the way I am, Florida's where I want to be. So I was just like, Mom, why is there any point in waiting till I graduate college? I want to go now. After like a long convincing period, like basically the rest of March I spent convincing convincing her. She finally agreed, and I was gonna go to the University of South Florida. And for those of you that watch my videos back in the summer, you know this. But my friend Jake, that's like my best friend, he's in a lot of videos. You guys probably know him by now. He was gonna go with me, and we were gonna move to Tampa by ourselves this fall. Actually, we were supposed to go around April, I guess. I applied to USF, and he was gonna go down there and sell real estate, and that was the plan, and that was what we thought we were doing. So that was in early April. Also in April, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw this in there. We had spring formal, Kappa 6 spring formal. That was so much fun. I actually vlogged that. The things that like I mentioned that I did vlog, I think I'll link down below if I remember, because that way you guys can get a better feel for it. Of course, like April and May were just finishing the semester, and then I was kind of just telling all my friends bye, because like I thought I wasn't coming back, and I thought I was moving 12 hours away. I wrapped up what I thought was my last semester at EKU, packed everything up, moved back home for the summer. 2018 summer was the best summer ever as far as never being bored. I was always gone. I think I was gone every week except 2, and I really loved 2015 summer. We always compare every summer to 2015. We're like, there'll never be another. If I had to say that another summer was as good as 2015, I would say 2018, and I'm so glad, because like I just needed that, like coming out of that really depressing, long, terrible, cold semester and having a really good summer. Like, the first thing that I set a goal for in the summer was like, I want to go on adventures, I want to travel, go and do. I want to go and do. So the first thing we did was we went to this place. Look how beautiful, guys. It's called Cummins Falls, and it's in Tennessee. So for any of you that are near, I would totally recommend going. It was like a 4.5 hour drive for us, but it was so worth it. It was so much fun, and it was so pretty. So that was kind of like my summer goal, was to go places like that, and that's exactly what we did. The Kentucky Mountain Laurel Festival, I have to mention it. If you're from Kentucky or you know anything about the KMLF, it's just like kind of iconic. So that's kind of like a really fun weekend in Kentucky, and I got to see like Scotty McCreery in concert, and then of course all the pageant stuff and the festival stuff. It's just fun, and being around all of our friends. And then we went on a lake trip that Memorial weekend after, and I just wanted to like kind of throw all that in here, because that was just the beginning of summer starting to pick up and starting to have stuff to do. And so then the very beginning of June, my best friend Taylor was getting married in June, and I was in the wedding. And so our wedding party, minus 2 of the bridesmaids, there was 5 of us. We went to Panama City Beach, Florida for her bachelorette party. That was one of the most fun times I've ever had in my life. Like, just being with all your best friends on the beach, first of all, is so fun. Panama City itself is so fun. We had the best time. Like, all these pictures, you can just kind of see, like, if I could like redo that trip, I would go redo that like a million times. It was so much fun. From the very beginning, we almost missed our flight. I really wish that I would have been vlogging at this time in my life, because that would have been such a fun video, even though I would have had to cut a lot of footage out. And then I literally came home from the bachelorette party, unpacked, repacked, left for Disney World. Disney is one of my favorite places on earth. I will never be too old for Disney. We went with my whole family on my dad's side. So my dad, my stepmom, my stepsisters, my grandparents, my aunt, my uncle, and all 5 of my baby cousins. And that was literally so much fun. We went to all the parks except Epcot, which I don't even really like Epcot that much. So that's the one we decided to rule out so we could go to Magic Kingdom 2 days. Then I got to see my friend Lauren, who was doing the Disney College program. She's been in my vlogs. She's in my intro. You guys probably know her by now. And while we were there, we spent 1 day on Cocoa Beach. I was not crazy about it. It was hot, and we just like, where you weren't actually staying on the beach, you didn't have like a place to go, which like isn't that pretty compared to the Gulf. But I mean, it was still nice to go to the beach 1 day. And then from Disney, I came straight back home, unpacked, and had Taylor's wedding, and that was, oh my god, it was so beautiful. It was such an emotional day. Like, I really didn't expect to get that emotional about my friend getting married, but it was so much fun. It was the first wedding I'd been in that wasn't like family. It was like just like a really close friend. We had a blast. The reception was fun. The wedding was beautiful. It was so perfect. Like, everything about it was great, and I had a great time. And then literally, guys, left from the wedding, came home, packed, slept 45 minutes, got up, went to the airport with Jake and Lainey and her mom, and this is where my vlog started back again. I'm so glad that actually Jake talked me into vlogging that trip. I'm so glad I did, because 1, now we have the video to look back on for memories, and 2, it sparked me getting back interested into YouTube again. I vlogged that, so I will link that down below too. That cruise was my first cruise. We went to Nassau, Bahamas and Coco Cay, Bahamas, and it was so beautiful and so much fun. And we went with like a crew. Like, there was all of us that went that I just mentioned, and then we ended up meeting up with like 12 or 15 other people from where we're from here in Kentucky. And so it was just so much fun, like all of us being together. Like, I'd never been on a cruise. That was my first time out of the country. I loved it. From the cruise, I came home and kind of had a restful July. And of course, you know, 4th of July, I spent a lot of July at the lake house. Actually, we spend most of our summer at the lake house, and I do have a video from a week in my life at the lake house. I'll link that down below too. So like I said, I started vlogging more at this point, and I was kind of like keeping you guys up to date and kind of like making my return after I deleted a lot of my old videos. I was kind of rebranding, so this is when YouTube starts to like kind of pick back up for me. Also, over the summer, I discovered my love for hiking, and that's kind of goes back to Cummins Falls in the beginning, but I've always done like a little bit of hiking, but I never like was obsessed with it until this year. This summer is kind of when I decided I wanted to hike Kilimanjaro, and I wanted to do like big hikes out west in the States. And then also at the end of summer, I got my new car, and I vlogged that. I'll link it down below, and I literally love that car so much. Like, I'm so glad that I decided to do that. Then is when I decided to go back to EKU. So I have a video on this too. I'll link it down below. It's called Life Update. I thought I was going to Florida this whole time up until like the last week of July. I decided I was going back to EKU. There was a lot of reasons. I kind of explained it in that video, so if you want to watch it, it's in there. But yeah, so I decided I was not leaving the state of Kentucky at this point. Then August. So August, beginning of August, I vlogged this also. I went to Nashville for the weekend and went to a Kenny Chesney, Thomas Rhett, Old Dominion, and somebody else concert. So much fun. One of the best concerts I've ever been to in my life, and I've been to a lot of concerts. That was one of the best, and of course a weekend in Nashville you can't go wrong with. So just being with my childhood best friend and our moms was just so much fun. It was such a good way to end summer. And then I moved back to college, and I moved in with my best friend Trisha, and you guys can watch all my college vlogs if you want to. I'll link a couple of those down below as well. But I was really happy to be moving back to EKU at the time, and of course living with Trisha like made it even better. Being back with all my friends was such a good, I don't know, it was just so good for me. And at the end of August, I turned 20, and I did vlog that also, so I'll link that down below. But yeah, now I'm about 20 and a half, and then I got really sick, and I have a video kind of on that, and I'll link it down below. But just basically didn't know what was happening. I started passing out. I got really sick, got a lot of tests done. Doctors couldn't tell me anything. It lasted for about a week, and then I was fine. Really just kind of changed my whole lifestyle a lot, especially for like a couple months, which kind of made me hate college and go home every weekend. And this is when the table started turning again, and I started hating EKU again, and I decided I wanted to leave. I ended up at the end of the semester enjoying the rest of the semester and being around my friends. I just like didn't go out as much and stuff, and EKU, that's like all there is to do. So that's why I think I kind of just started not to like it anymore. Still love the people there. October was a really good month. October, I went to Destin again with my family. That's our favorite trip ever, and I did vlog 2 days of that. Unfortunately, I didn't get to vlog all week because we only got to stay 2 days because Hurricane Michael came and kicked us out. It was still a good 2 days. From there, I came straight home and went to Capisig, Fall Formal, and Gatlinburg, and that was super fun being with all my friends in a cabin for a long weekend. I think we were there for like 4 days or 4 nights, 5 days, something. I don't know, but we had like a blast, and I'm just gonna like put a couple of pictures of that in here because of how much fun it was. Came home from that in the beginning of November. I went to New York City. Okay, so I've been in New York twice before this trip, and the last time I had went, I was a freshman in college, and it was super cold and it was snowy, and I did not enjoy it that much just because, like I said, not a fan of cold weather. This time it was still very cold, but it was like less cold, so I got to enjoy it a lot more, and I fell in love with New York like in a way that I'd never fell in love with it before. I'd never been like much of a city girl. Well, I'd been more like an LA girl, not a New York girl. This really changed my perspective on it, and I had a really good time until I almost got sex trafficked, which is, you know, another video you guys have probably all seen. If not, I'll link that down below too. This trip was super fun. You know, my mom ran the marathon and stuff, and I just had a lot of fun in New York. I want to go back next year. Actually, I want to go back on New Year's next year. From New York, I just had another, you know, regular November, family, Thanksgiving, and school and stuff. And then at the end of November, I went to the Iron Bowl, which is Alabama-Auburn game, and I went with my friend Brooke, and we had the best time ever. And I just texted my mom joking, and I said, I know I say this every time I come down here, but I'm transferring. And she was like, okay, then do it. And so a video will be linked down below of I'm transferring to Alabama. So that is like a big turning point in this year. I'm finally leaving for good. It's finally happening for sure. I applied to Alabama immediately when I got home from that weekend. Now I'm going. So I literally leave next week. Next Thursday, I'll have all kinds of videos. So if you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe down below because I don't want you guys to miss out on that. It's going to be crazy starting a whole new life. But we're going to get into that when I do a 2019 goals and like a resolution video. But yeah, so that's when all that happened, end of November. And then of course, so the beginning of December was just a lot of packing up and moving and ending college and finals and telling all my friends at EKU bye. And yeah, it was just crazy. The beginning of December was just really busy for me. Then I came home and I moved home and I unpacked everything, and now I'm in the process of packing everything. And I spent the holidays with all my family and friends. I did Friendsmas, I vlogged that. I did Christmas, I vlogged that with my family, and it's just been like a really good month, and I've just been so happy this December. Like, why. I think part of knowing that I'm leaving, plus like just being around all my favorite people and just like, I don't know. Yeah, I'm ending 2018 in a really, really good place, in a really good mindset, and I think I'm ending it in a better place mentally than I ended 2017, and I'm really, really looking forward to 2019 just because of, it's literally going to be a new year, new me, because I'm moving 7 hours away. Like, I'm creating a whole new life basically, and I'm really excited about it. So I'll talk more about that in that video, but I just wanted to recap 2018 partially for myself to look back on, and then of course for you guys. Like I said, I wanted to catch you up on the first half and update you, kind of recap the whole year together. My YouTube channel is just like growing really rapidly right now, so of course I hope we continue to grow the fam in 2019. And like I said, if you're not already, subscribe down below. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see a 2019 goals and resolutions, then of course let me know in the comments below. But I do think I'm gonna do that whether you want to see it or not, because I think it'll be good for me to just kind of get that out there and just say this is what I'm gonna do and hold myself accountable. So hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you're ready for the orange ball. It's gonna be crazy. I hope you had a great 2018. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.